Welcome to beautiful Ipswich Motorsports Park. We are about an hour away from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, getting set for the biggest drag race in the Western Hemisphere, the Winternationals at iconic Willowbank Raceway. Thanks for joining us during this 90-minute comprehensive, informative video. I can make you two promises. Number one, by the end, you will be thoroughly entertained by these thrilling, wild, unorthodox nitro burning machines. And two, by the end of this video, you will be an expert on Top Fuel motorcycle because we are going to take you inside the sport like no video has ever done before. We are going to focus in on the battle between Chris Matheson and Jay Upton and the race to run Australia's first ever 5-second Top Fuel motorcycle pass. These two competitors are also battling for their 6th championship. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be wild. There's so much ingenuity and engineering on these nitro motorcycles, and we're going to take a close look at both machines, both competitors, and bring you the full event. We're also going to get a good look at this gorgeous facility. Really, really unique and special. Something that's very special to Australia and the Thunder 400 series. Motorcycle fans, do we have a treat for you? We know you love Top Fuel motorcycles. Take a look at this one. This is all the way in Australia. We're here at Willowbank Raceway. This machine has been 604 241 with this talented driver behind the handlebars, Chris Matheson. So great to be here. So great to finally meet you. Some quick stats about you. Where are you from?
Brisbane, Australia. We're about half an hour from where we are at the moment.
So this is a home game for you this weekend.
Yeah, home track advantage.
How old are you?
58 in about 2 weeks.
Your motorcycle. This is a very significant bike. People will remember that you bought this off of Jimmy Brantley.
Yep.
Jimmy Brantley was the second competitor to go in the 5-second zone, and you are almost there yourself. You're getting so close. Tell me about that process.
It's been a bit of a journey. We've been at it for 10 years, so we've run plenty of those, so hopefully this weekend we can go a little bit better.
Excellent. 604. Now, I know one video with you. Thank goodness you're okay. You had a scare on this bike at one time, came off it on the top end. Tell me what you remember about that.
Matheson leaning forward, 0.10 light.
Let's take you back now to 2013.
Gets it back on the line now. Front wheel doesn't touch down. Oh no, big problems for Chris Matheson. That's nasty. Oh my goodness, off the bike and tumbling like a rag. Shaken up. Where did the bike end up? It kept going up past the sand trap, up over the... Oh, that is a long way up, and that is in a very sad state of affairs.
But about talking with medical officials, damage to his
truly devastating. And Chris Matheson is lucky to be alive after this scary incident.
Down the track like that, frightening stuff here at the Nitros. Matheson just tumbling and rolling.
The pain afterwards, the recovery was pretty ugly. Did a lot of damage to myself, beat myself up pretty bad actually. But pretty much went over the finish line like I've done many times and went to grab the back brake and hit a little bump just as I'd released my hand, and it ended up just tearing my hand off and tore me off the bike.
It's happened to a lot of people. It's amazing when you're going that fast what even just lifting your hand can do. Here's my question to you. You've been through all that pain. What keeps you going? Because here you are showing your resolve, showing your resiliency and your toughness. You're back. What keeps you going in this sport?
I think it's the fun or the adrenaline of doing a run. You know, once you've done a successful run with the amount of work that goes into the bike before you do actually run it, the achievement of getting down the other end with all the team and the guys, you know, there's nothing out there. The adrenaline hits unbelievable.
It's amazing. Take a ride on board with Chris Matheson. Can you imagine this, guys? Well, let's take a walk around your motorcycle here. Give me a tour because there are so many things to talk about. First off, let's start with your motor. I can tell from a distance that's unlike any other Top Fuel motorcycle engine that I've seen, and that's mainly because you've got your own motor program. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we basically build our own motors. They're a billet motor. They're double overhead cam, still currently a 2-valve. We run Sunny Brine crankshafts in them. There's still a 1.5 litre or 1500cc in the old school. So we built 5 of these about 3 years ago. We went away from the cast engines to try and get a bit of reliability into these, and The first one we did, we ran the whole season. We did 70 passes on it, and it was still fresh inside. So we stuck with that formula, and we've had a bit of success with it.
What's been the most difficult part of developing your own motor program, where so many Top Fuel motorcycles out there run the Puma cases and run Vance and Hines cylinder heads? You're running your own stuff here. What's been the biggest challenge?
The motors haven't been too bad, actually. It hasn't been such a big challenge. It's more so getting the clutch combination with the new motors, because they're we believe they're making more horsepower. So it's just trying to refine the whole combination.
A lot of horsepower indeed. Enough to melt that huge tire.
We've also changed the plenum in recent times, so we're...
Tell me about this. I know that Larry McBride has talked a lot about your plenum.
Yeah, well, we used to run the 1.5 litre blowers with a plenum that was suited to the old heads and the smaller blowers, and then when we went to the bigger blower, they were a bit restrictive and they weren't an even flow to all cylinders. So you'd often have different jetting to try and keep the temps the same. So we've gone to an unrestricted, bigger plenum to try and let the thing breathe a bit easier and get a more smoothness across the jetting, which that's what it's doing. So it's working.
It is a true marvel of engineering. How would you describe, if somebody's watching this that has no idea what a Top Fuel motorcycle is, how would you describe this in a nutshell, with all these belts, all these pulleys, and how intricate everything is? There's a lot going on here, isn't there?
There's a lot going on, and once you put the body on it, you sort of see less. We get a lot of people come in that have never seen a bike like this before, and they just say, what the hell is this all about? And it's not a simple answer really, because everything about them's crazy from front to back. But as soon as you take them for a ride, it makes it all worthwhile.
How much horsepower are we dealing with?
Oh, this would be 1,800, 2,000 possibly. It's up there.
Unbelievable. Now I want to talk a little bit about your chassis. I was surprised to learn that this back half is still the Jimmy Brantley back half that was built in Larry McBride's shop back in like 2005. Jimmy Brantley had to tend to some business obligations. He sold the green Hulk bike. Matheson stepped up and bought it. Larry McBride helped facilitate the sale. The rest is history. Figured after your crash you would have had to build a whole new chassis, but you were able to save some of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much the back half was okay. We tore the bike off from here right through there, ripped the whole front of the bike and the wheelie bars off it. We thought it was totally destroyed, but we ended up saving it and putting it back together and rebuilding it. And we've been sort of progressively working from front to back, changing a lot of pulleys and belts and brackets and all sorts of things. We've sort of refined over the years, and it's actually, for a nitro bike, it's touch wood, it's reasonably reliable.
It's beautiful. Look at all the different custom parts you have, all the little touches. Let's give you a walk around here. Of course, the parachute, that comes in handy and helps Chris stop. Take a look, guys. This thing is gorgeous. Chris Matheson. Look at all these different components. Wow. I can tell that you've got a lot of time into research and development and custom parts. And that's one thing a lot of people don't understand about Top Fuel motorcycle. You can't open the catalog and order a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is made in-house.
That's right, yeah. And in recent times we bought a 3D printer, so we've been making a lot of bits and pieces and trialling them on the bike before we put them on the CNC.
Take a look at all these wild plastic parts. A lot of technology, a lot of R&D here. Chris, I know everybody's talking about that plenum you developed in the Top Fuel motorcycle world. It's a big deal. Yeah. Tell me how it came to be.
Well, we actually invested in a 3D printer because a lot of the custom parts we've been making, changing bits and pieces. If you do them out of billet aluminium and use a CNC machine, it's an expensive exercise, and often with unique parts that have got some peculiar bends in them, you do it once and you really only want to do it once. So we got the 3D printer and started making things out of plastic. Then we'd fit them to the bike, and
if they were perfect, we'd turn on the CNC and do them once and once only. It's been a blessing in itself.
How important is it to have a CNC for an operation like this?
It's certainly made life a lot easier than sort of hand machining everything, which a lot of people are still doing. It's just a fact of life.
It is such a beautiful motorcycle. I'd love to see it run in the 5-second zone. I know you're getting closer and closer. So the question I have for you, final question, what would it mean to you to finally get that 5-second time slip that you've been after for 10 years?
Oh, it'd be a tick, I guess. It's one of the things that we're trying to do.
What was that you said? I'm sorry, one more time. Excuse my ignorance as an American. That's not a tick.
A tick.
A tick.
Yeah, what we call.
So maybe
maybe
what we say would be a check.
Yeah,
would be a check.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's one of those things we're obviously striving for. That's the pinnacle. No one's run a number over here, so we're obviously trying to be the first and change history. We've won 5 championships. We're leading the points at the moment, so we're hopeful of trying to add to that tally. So it's a big achievement for the whole team. It means a lot.
How about conditions here this weekend? Do you think they're favorable for it?
Yeah, today looks like it's going to be all right. Tomorrow's got a question mark on it. There's showers predicted tomorrow. We've got 2 more qualifiers tomorrow, and then Sunday looks all right. So we'll go into Elimination Sunday. So it's going to be a bit tricky because I reckon we'll only get 1 pass today to dial it in. So the track will be good. It always gets tight out here, and the air is good. There's plenty of, as I mentioned earlier, Jack, there's plenty of trees around here, so that the air is good around the track. They've made a couple of changes. They put some nets in the braking area, so we've got a little bit of a different routine down the end to get us out of the sandpit area. So I think that'll cause probably a few delays once the big cars and the fast bikes go right to the end. But anyway, it'll be all good. It'll be fun.
And the final thing, Willowbank is so crazy. This is a slanted downhill shutdown. Guys are telling me you cannot see the end of the track from the starting line, right?
No.
Wow, that must be a little more frightening than most, right?
Yeah, it's got its challenges, and it's very rough too. We're concrete to half track, and that was a recent add-in a few years ago. And then the back half of the track's challenging is probably the word, and then the braking area is that'll get your attention down there because it's very rough. So often you're airborne trying to brake, which you're not going to stop when you're airborne. So it's pretty rugged down there, but it is what it is, sort of thing.
Well, keep it safe. We wish you the best. I think we're going to see a 5-second time slip in your future real soon. You certainly deserve one.
We'll see.
Thanks so much, Team Nitro, Voodoo, Chris Matheson. Let's give you a look at the motorcycle one more time. This is the unbelievable marvel of engineering that Chris will try to crack into the 5-second zone. Take a look, guys. So many custom parts. A chassis built in the shop of Larry Spidermam McBride long time ago. The back half anyways. Chris redid the front half, as he said. Give you one more good look at this beautiful motorcycle. Look at how long it is from nose to tail, almost 17 feet long. All the components, so beautiful. And again, his own engine program. This is unlike any other top fuel motorcycle motor that you will see. And all the good suspension components and braking components, Brembo on the front so that Chris can stop this motorcycle in time. And it's a good idea to have that suspension because of the bumps that he mentioned down there in the finish line. Everything to keep him safe. And the big number 1, because he is the champ, but one number that Chris would like to see is a 5. The race to the 5s is on. You heard from Chris how much it means to him. He wants to be the first on Australian soil to go 5.99 or better. But so does Jay Upton, a man who has been in this sport for decades, a very tough competitor. It is a fierce rivalry between these two brave and courageous competitors. There's Jay Upton right there. He also has... Ladies and gentlemen, on CycleDrag.com, we like bringing you the world's fastest motorcycles. Here's another one. from down under, and it belongs to the veteran, Mr. Jay Upton. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Jack?
Where are you from?
I'm from Perth. Well, I live in Perth, Western Australia. Originally out of UK, but
How old are you?
I'm old. Officially, I'm past 60, so I'm old.
Hey, if you ride a top fuel motorcycle, you're not old. You're a veteran. How many years you been in the sport?
I won my first championship 41 years ago
There you go.
in the UK.
You're the man for still doing this. Tell me a little bit about what we're looking at here with your bike. It's so unique.
It is kind of different. You know, when we started this project, we built 2 or 3 motorcycles that are like this one, but it's a direct drive motorcycle. It has a pneumatic clutch, ain't no levers in it. It has a pressure control fuel system, so it's completely different than anything anybody else ever has run, really, and all this time.
Sure. Look at all these custom components, so different. Let's give you a look here. And that's what I love about this class, is there's so much ingenuity and creativeness at play. There's not many cookie cutter bikes when you talk about top fuel, huh?
Not really. There's starting to be a few now, but you know, it's really the last bastion of individuality in drag racing, particularly in top fuel racing.
I think the biggest thing that sets your bike apart is, let me take a look at this right here, this wild body. I know that fans will probably recognize seeing this body in pictures. What's the story with the one-piece body and why you think others don't run it?
I guess it's about the pioneers getting shot by Indians, and it's true.
Explain that one.
We have crashed more than once, you know, for the sake of development of the body.
Okay.
It was always going to be a brave concept. It was about safety when we started it, not about aerodynamics, really. I mean, we felt we should have downforce, but it was more about safety. It was right after Elmer had died, and I was trying to fix that. So that's why I built it with the leg indents that you see on the body. If you look at the body, it has leg indents.
Yes.
Which I can grip with my, you know, the whole lower half of my body fits exactly in that. So I can hold on pretty good. And actually at this racetrack, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years ago, I had an incident where I lost a hand off the handlebar at the finish line. And I had both hands over my head like this, and I went all the way down the braking area and off the end, never back. That courtesy of the body. So that kind of says that we could fix what happened down.
Unbelievable story there by the undaunted and unabashed, talented Jay Upton. Another look at his machine. One of a kind, folks. There's only a handful of these motorcycles in the world, and they all are so very different. That's why this trip over to Australia was important. I wanted to show these great bikes to the rest of the world. And it's also so special that individuals like Chris Matheson are continuing to push the envelope and develop their own engines. These men are very bright, clever, and astute. There is so much engineering and technology that goes into these motorcycles, as well as a whole lot of money. The sweet sounds of a top fuel motorcycle. We've got complete round by round action to these competitors. First, let's hear more about this rivalry. Mr. Chris Matheson, Mr. Jay Upton. In the States, it's Larry McBride and Dave Vantine, always neck and neck. Over here in Australia, it is you two talented veterans. You guys enter the final race, separated by 3 points. Tell me about the battle that we're in store for.
Yeah, we're battling away, Jack. We have been for some years, haven't we, Joe?
Look down. It's going to come down to this. Right? Who can stop? Who can deal with the bumps down there? And who ain't fogged up?
That's it. Yeah.
You know, at this racetrack, you're going to be fogged over at the start line before you even leave.
That's what I heard. We're dealing with adverse conditions. It's a little bit wet. We're going to be battling rain this weekend. We've heard the shutdown's a little bumpy. Is that going to factor into this championship battle?
Absolutely. Every time you get on a fuel motorcycle, the second half is more important than the first half. You know what I mean? It's not about whether you can make it to 200, it's whether you can get back again.
Well, what I think is so interesting, Chris, and I got to ask you, is there's not a ton of bikes in Australia. We know that there's not a ton of top fuel motorcycles in the world, but here you guys are, 6'11", 604, 2 great career bests, and it seems like any given race, you guys are just going to be neck and neck.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're both pretty passionate about what we do, so you'll always get a good race out of the both of us at any day.
Sure. And I bet they're the same. We've been racing them for the last 30 days. The last round in Sydney was he and I, and we've been racing this race since then. Wow. And I bet they have too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's what you do.
That's why we're here. That's why we love it.
Yeah. We test when we test, and we build what we build, and we go, this is going to be no good for this race, it's going to be no good for that race. Let's change it.
Sure.
So, and we're always looking, how are we going to beat them next time? We got them this time, but how are we going to get them next time?
That's it.
Jay, I know you've been over to the States. How would you compare racing over here to what you experienced over in the United States?
It's kind of different. You know, the motorcycle-only thing is different in the US. If anything, it makes it a little more relaxed almost. We're still racing in kind of the A game. It's like you were racing at IHRA.
Sure.
Because we've got big cars, we've got pro mods, we've got pro stock.
Big crowds.
Big crowd, we got racetracks where there's going to be performance. You know, it's a little different when there's obviously Top Fuel is the pinnacle of motorcycle racing anyway.
Sure.
But it's more relaxed, if you like, I think, in the US, because it comes down to there's never enough, and there's generally a bit of common agreement. I'm not ready. Are you ready? Let's push it back. You know? It's not like that here. Here, the schedule comes down, and when they point, if you don't hit it, you're done.
Sure.
You know?
You feel that same pressure, Chris?
Yeah, you've got to be on your game to turn them around to get them back out. So there's no dilly-dallying about, and if you're not ready, they'll run without you. So it's critical.
Always entertaining when these two rivals come handlebar to handlebar. Well, it's going to be exciting. We got rain today, unfortunately. If Chris wins, he leaves here with championship number 6. How many would it be for you, Jay, if you leave here with championship?
6.
Whoa. This is such a great rivalry. I love it. And also, okay, we got the race to Australia's first ever 5-second motorcycle run. I want to ask both of you, what's more important right now, the championship or that 5-second run?
5 seconds.
The other way around.
Wow. So based on those answers, if Jay leaves with the championship, but Chris goes in the 5s, you both leave here with a smile on your face?
I want to take both.
You want them both, though. I understand.
It's one of those races. It's a winner-take-all race, right?
Okay.
Pretty much. But I think, personally, I'd say it'd be wrong to be focused on going fast here. You'd be focused on winning.
Can Willowbank hold a 5?
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Wow.
This is, traction-wise, it's the toughest track in the country.
Okay.
It ain't the flattest. It's the toughest.
It's probably the toughest to break too, to stop.
Yeah, it's the toughest to stop, but it's also, you've got the best opportunity to go fast.
Well, downward slope on the shutdown area, I'm sure, makes it a little more challenging on a top fuel bike, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bit of fun.
And generally, this race, if it gets delayed a little, it's a dark here at 5 o'clock.
Sure.
And it's probably going to be kind of 400 feet in air at 5 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
The last couple of nights, it's been way below 0 at 7, 8 o'clock. I've raced the final here at midnight at this race. And they're checking down the braking area for frost with torches.
Unbelievable. Well, good luck to both you guys. I can't wait to watch it all weekend. I'm so happy to be here. And somebody's leaving with championship number 6. Who's it going to be? That's what I want to know.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Good luck to both you guys. Most important thing, keep her on 2 wheels, keep her safe, because both you guys have a tremendous amount of courage to even do this. It's fascinating.
It's just what we do.
There you go.
Ordinary guys, we do extraordinary stuff.
You sure do. Good luck to both.
Thank you.
They'll be looking for championship number 6. Here's a look at Chris Matheson's amazing motorcycle, and a big turnout of fans here in Australia. You guys love motorcycles or what? What do you think of these crazy and cars? What do you think of these crazy Top Fuel motorcycles?
They've got more brave pills than I know about.
They sure do, huh?
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Anybody in the crowd that would try this right now? Would anybody give this a try? Let's say Chris Matheson says, today somebody gets to ride my motorcycle.
You're a very generous man, Chris, but thank you, but no thank you.
I'm with you. It's a lot more fun to watch, huh? Well, thanks for being here, guys. Enjoy CycleDrag.com. Check it out on YouTube and Facebook. And we'll keep an eye on Chris Matheson. Very busy signing autographs here. His beautiful Top Fuel motorcycle. So just like that, the stage was set to undaunted, unflinching, unabashed Top Fuel motorcycle veterans striving for history, striving for a 6th championship and a first ever 5. Who would get it done? Let's warm up the bike. If you've ever been close to nitromethane fumes, you know why this crew needs gas masks to start up this bike. It'll make your eyes water, it'll make you choke, it'll make you cry. You definitely need to stand back when they fire this machine up. So let me see in the comments, please, who's going to win the championship in your opinion? Jay Upton or Chris Matheson? Who do you got? Write it now without watching the end of this video. Jay Upton or Chris Matheson? Who will win it all? Also, please let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you watching this video from? How great does that sound? Did you hear how mean this motorcycle sounded when they switched it over to Nitro? It is deafening. So again, 2 questions that we're asking you in the comments. Number 1, who will win the championship? Jay Upton or Chris Matheson? And 2, if you are watching this video, please tell me, where are you watching from? Happy with the way they're burning? This process is called blowing out the bike. The team takes out the spark plugs and will turn that starter over a few times to blow out any extra fuel. And we'll show you what the gentleman used to prime the motor moments ago. Always something to do on a top fuel motorcycle, huh?
Yeah, that's it, Jack.
So you guys warmed it up, took a look at the plugs. What else are you looking for here?
Just check the stall, make sure the stall's okay. Check the RPM at the motor up and the RPM at the idle. Make sure it's not too fat.
Sure.
Make sure it's not going to kick all the legs out. Just a quick check.
Happy with everything you're seeing?
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Excellent.
It's good. Just wish it was dry.
Yes. Fortunately, done for the night. But do you find that these motorcycles, they can change just as time goes on, where you maybe fire it up in the morning, then you fire it up later at night? You hear guys saying they broke on the trailer on the way to the race sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah, in that trailer there's gremlins, I'm sure of it. And when you put the bike in there, they tinker with it. So you put it to bed and it starts good like that, and you pull it out in the morning, it won't start.
It happens, doesn't it?
It does,
It's
yeah.
a real thing. Well, I'm sure these changing conditions mess with you a little bit, right?
Yeah, you've got to be on it, and we're reading the track. We're doing a traction test every couple of hours just to see what the track's doing with the change in the weather. Track's got a habit of going off early as it cools down, so we just got to keep on top of it, because if they move our schedule back, we could end up in cold conditions. So we just got to be ready to make a change quickly. Otherwise, we'll end up overpowering it. Or if we don't leave enough in it, it won't get up on the tyre and it'll be soft down the track. So it's a bit of a balancing act. You want to get down, but you don't want to smoke the tyre.
Always something to do, always something to monitor when you're talking about one of the world's quickest motorcycles. As Chris said, Friday was rained out. That brings us to Saturday, where the fans turned out in droves for exciting Top Fuel motorcycle action. Let's catch up with American racer Mitch Brown. Speaking of Top Fuel, the biggest battle today that all the fans have their eyes on, only 3 points separate Chris Matheson and Jay Upton.
Yep.
Who do you like in this one?
Oh man, are you kidding me? I mean, I think Chris has shown some really good, steady performance, several 6.0s. And then as they tell me, and I think Chris did too, he seldom goes past the 1,000 foot. So, man, he just needs to leave that thing on a little bit more. I saw the interview you did last night with Jay and Chris. The shutdown area is a little bumpy. I understand that. You know, last year at Dragway 42, that had a short shutdown, so I was only running to about 1,000 foot. But with Jay, I mean, he's a very smart guy. I mean, that bike's totally capable, so you couldn't get me to bet $1 which one's going to make it first.
Well, whoever wins and walks away with the championship will have their 6th overall career title. Here's the big question, too. Will we see a 5-second pass? Chris has been 6.04. Jay has been 6.11. They're both knocking on the door. They both talked about a shaky shutdown area, but they both agreed Willowbank will hold a 5.
I think they can do it easily, and that's why I said I just wouldn't bet who would do it first, because they both have the capability to do it.
Going to be exciting. Will we see a 5-second pass? We'll find out. Find out now we will, because finally it is time to send the motorcycles down the racetrack on Saturday. As you can see, it was a chilly, wet, damp day. That would affect the tune-up. That would affect what these crew chiefs do to these high-performance machines just minutes prior to the run. Let's take a close look. So many tuning options, always something to dial in on these Top Fuel motorcycles. Let's see if we can catch up with the crew chief for this amazing motorcycle. What do you say, you guys ready?
Ready they are, man.
That's
Track's
been a
good. Track's good. Weather's good. Get a run in before the rain.
It's been a lot of waiting, huh?
A lot of waiting.
Probably pretty excited to get an opportunity.
Yeah. Hopefully get a good run. Might get a good run later on this afternoon. The rain might come in.
Due to a pessimistic forecast, crews were already anticipating only getting one qualifying shot. It was a frustrating day with the threat of rain always looming on the horizon. In fact, just moments before these motorcycles were set to make their first run after waiting for days, take a look at the windshield. Drizzles. No racer wants to see this. It was testing the patience of the Nitro Voodoo team. The good news is it wasn't a heavy downpour, just a minor delay.
And the lightest and lightest and lightest for a huge range of components designed and constructed for your specific needs.
Matheson and his team stayed ready to go. They stayed focused and poised. Chris never even took off his helmet. He was ready for a run, as was Jay. I love it.
Huh?
I love it, man. Thank you so much. You guys ready to rock up here?
Yeah, ready to roll.
Hoping this rain passes, huh?
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's got to be frustrating.
It is. It's been a frustrating weekend so far.
Yes. Frustrating for you too. Now that's Jay's daughter, right?
No, that's my daughter.
That's your daughter. Okay,
That's
there we
my
go.
brother's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Camera shy, no problem with that.
That's
So,
it.
what's the mindset here in this rain delay? Is it just wait to see if it comes harder, then we go back to the pits? If not, try to weather it?
Yeah, try to weather it. Hopefully it's just a passing sprinkle. It's pretty typical for Queensland.
Sure.
So, yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Fortunately, the rains would subside, and it would be time for the Top Fuel motorcycles to hit the track just as soon as they could do some minor touch-up and drying. Love the mustache, man.
Part of me.
That's a Top
Part of
Fuel
me now.
mustache.
It's a bit like the old days of old, isn't it?
There you go. So what's the thoughts on the team? You guys only 3 points behind Chris Matheson. Are you guys a little nervous, a little excited this weekend?
We're nervous and excited, and also
And
chomping at the bit to get out there.
it doesn't help that this rain's not letting us get a pass in, huh?
No, it just creates, a bit more stress, I guess, because it makes every attempt more important.
More important.
So, I mean, we just want to get out there and get one out of the way and know that we can get prepped and ready for the next one.
Good luck to you guys.
Thanks, man.
You could really sense the anticipation and the nerves between these two teams as we got closer and closer to action. They were fighting tooth and nail for this championship. You got to remember, these teams, these riders, they've dedicated their lives to this sport. 365 days a year, their lives revolve around Top Fuel motorcycle racing. So an opportunity to win a championship and perhaps... How you feeling, Chris? What's the strategy here with, I know you've been waiting a long time and this may be the only one. So what's the strategy?
Go hard or go home.
I like it. Good luck. So go hard or go home. How you feeling, Jay?
Good.
Been a weird day, huh? A lot of waiting around.
Been a weird race. We've been here since Tuesday. Ain't made a lap yet.
How about that? And this potentially could be the only qualifying round, right?
Yeah, if we get it. There's been spits of rain and they stopped a moment there before, but I don't think this amount of rain is going to really bother it. They say it was a little worse down the far end, but...
Does this change your strategy at all? Do you feel like...
No, we're fortunate in that we can't be out qualified in terms of not being the show, and now the program has added a lap to Sunday, so which will count as a qualifier. The Sunday, what would be a first round time will be a qualifier.
Sure.
So it's kind of changed the equation a little, but like always, it's just to be nice to get the first one in and know where we are. The weather is kind of weird, the track's not fancy, but
Good luck.
weather and the track's the same for everybody.
There you go. Certainly testing the patience of these two riders and their teams. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Helmets coming on, gloves coming on. That means we are ready to send these incredibly high horsepower, wicked, ferocious machines down the racetrack. Jay Upton with the unique all-white suit, all-white helmet. There's certainly no mistaking Jay Upton. Speaking of someone where there's no mistaking, that's Larry McBride of Cycle Specialist. Chris Matheson pays a little homage to the Spiderman, who's given him a lot of help, as well as Webb Camshafts out of Riverside, California. Great company that has helped Chris out quite a bit. That's why he put him on the front of the uniform. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. I really hope you enjoyed this inside information and all of this pit talk that we've been able to do during this delay. Now it is time to send motorcycles down the track. It is time for Q1, qualifying session number 1 from Willowbank Raceway. Who will jump out to the early lead and gain the advantage? Will it be Matheson? Will it be Upton? Both of these gutsy and spunky competitors want nothing more than to grab that number 1 qualifying spot and to do it here in this session in what could be the only qualifying run. The fans were ready to go and we were set for Top Fuel Motorcycle Q1. Fire them up. Chris Matheson and Jay Upton. They've waited for their opportunity, and finally, these two talented motorcycle racers will hit Willowbank Raceway. Matheson, ready to go. Oh, both competitors smoke the tire hard, stay in the throttle at the top end. How about a 7:49 Chris Matheson, 8:95 Jay Upton? Not the run that either rider was hoping for, but a sign of just how tricky and difficult this racetrack could be given these conditions. Let's go on board now with Chris Matheson. Take a ride courtesy of GoPro. You can see his crew making the final adjustments, and then a fistful of throttle when the tree drops for Chris Matheson, and we are off. Look at the acceleration. Look at the G-forces. Look at the flames coming out of the pipes. Matheson, unfortunately, on and off the nitro, on and off the throttle after smoking the tire violently.
Oh, actually, we did. Yeah.
It's not out of the ordinary for a Top Fuel motorcycle to do that.
Yeah, it didn't get caught up on the tyre and off the line. It paddled a bit and spun the tyre. He had to get off it and get back on it again. Thought it would have held better on the track there. The track feels pretty good out there still.
Hopefully you get one more today.
Yeah, good luck.
as the rains continue to move in, the tractors tried to keep the track as dry as possible. It was a nagging and persistent drizzle, which led to another rain delay.
As you can see, Jay Upton's guys are busy working. Top Fuel bike only just ran not long ago, so those guys are busy working on that one. We'll keep going down here, see who else is available. Look at the crowd. Guys, how many times have you been to Winternationals?
Once.
Is it your first time or is it your second?
First time.
What's the atmosphere like? Do you love it here?
I can't swear. It's brilliant. Considering 7 silvers.
Keeping a close watch on the radar, look at that massive amount of precipitation headed towards the track. It looked like Saturday would be a washout. Race control decided to pull the plug to let everybody go home and not wait around, which ended up being a very courteous and intelligent decision so that these teams could get ready for Championship Sunday, the final day of the season. It would all come down to Sunday. The forecast looked great, and it was time for Matheson team to put their ingenuitive, amazing motorcycle back in the trailer. Sorry about your luck today. I guess one pass is all it is, and it all comes down to tomorrow, huh? There we go. What's the computer telling you about that first qualifier, Chris?
Blew the tyre off at 60, or started blowing it off at 60 foot. So we just had a little bit too much at that point.
Got you.
So normally we wouldn't get back on, but we had to do a pedal and try and get a number to at least get qualified. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Now explain to me, how will the race work tomorrow with the new format that they're going to?
Well, we'll probably get one qualifier first thing in the morning, and like another qualifier, and then we'll just go, because there's only 4 of us, we'll just go straight into a semi with the quickest. Quickest will race the slowest of the 4, and then second quickest will race the other rider, and then we'll just go straight into a final after the first semi, whoever survives the first round. So it'll be interesting. We've got a dartboard up the front there, and it's sort of doing that at the moment.
Another integral part of Chris Matheson's team, John Beemans. Did I get it right?
Beemans.
Excellent thing. I'm working on the accent. We got GoPro video that we are reviewing.
Yep, we're going to be looking at tonight.
Can tell you, as a fellow media guy, you do a lot of work on Race Dad. I saw you taking pictures, social media, all kind of stuff. How much fun do you have out here with this crew?
A lot of fun. These guys are great. They're on the cusp of running big numbers, so it's really exciting about that part of it. And yeah, they're a great crew, great bunch of guys. And I love the camaraderie between them all. It's good.
What can we expect on Championship Sunday?
Who's going to win?
Ah, there you go. I know that Mr. Matheson likes that prediction. You just made $10. Way to go. And the anticipation built for Jay Upton as well, and the crew. So we talk about hardcore Nitro racers. You even got the Nitro Voodoo tattoo. How cool is that? Wait, you got another one?
Well, it depends whether we're racing Harley.
I love it. Love it. The jackhammer and the Nitro Voodoo. How many years you been racing with Chris Matheson?
10 years.
Oh my gosh, where'd you meet him?
On the Salt Lakes. We met on the Salt Lakes at Lake Gardner, land speed racing.
And how much fun do you guys have running Top Fuel motorcycles?
Lots and lots. Been everywhere, done everything. Had some good trips, had a few laughs, a few tough times.
Well, nice tattoos, and keep up the good work.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a good day.
Excellent. It was time to head out, get a delicious meal at a truck stop. We also got to stop by Chris Matheson's shop. That video will be available soon. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel, Cycle Drag on YouTube. We'll show you Doug Vansel's former motorcycle that Chris now owns. We'll also give you an even closer look at Chris's motor program. That is all coming. This is what we were able to do Saturday night because of the unexpected break that led us to Sunday. The forecast was beautiful. It was a much different day. All right, we are here at Willowbank with the entire broadcast team. You guys are doing such a wonderful job. I want to introduce each and every one of you real quick. You're doing a great job. What's your name, sir?
I'm Rob Oberg.
Excellent. How about you?
Matty Kavanagh.
Perfect.
Terry Dale.
Excellent.
Yeah, Chris Osley.
Awesome.
Mark Allen.
Rusty Gregory.
Now, I'm astounded. You guys are keeping the fans entertained. You're walking through the pits. There's Jumbotrons everywhere. You guys are doing a great job. Tell me a little bit, somebody, about what it's like to be a part of this awesome event.
Well, this is the biggest event in Australia. It's the biggest event outside the USA. So with over 500 teams, 4 days of racing, there's a lot of action to get in. We roster it pretty well. We have people looking after particular categories of racing, and we do a lot of roving stuff. So we've got somebody at the bottom of the braking area when the winners celebrate. We have people following it in the pits, and we try and get our start line interviews for the crew chiefs.
And it's not easy when you get 2 days of rain and now you got to cram it into Championship Sunday. We do that over in the States, huh?
Yeah, well, shit happens everywhere around the world, and it happens here as well. So we did 28 years with this event without rain. 28 consecutive years, but somewhere along the line things have changed a little bit, and we've had a bit of damp stuff over the last couple of events.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. Last question, I'm gonna put everybody on the spot. Who's winning the Top Bike Championship, Jay Upton or Chris Matheson?
Yes, one of those.
Well, if you had to pick, who's walking away with the title? 3 points separates these guys.
I think Matho.
How about you?
I'll go Jay Upton.
Jay Upton, okay.
Matho.
Matho?
Yeah, Jay Upton.
How about that?
I'm a fence sitter.
Oh, Switzerland.
I'm going to talk to these guys in the pits. I'm not making a call at all. I'm leaving it up to you guys.
And to be honest, I wouldn't mind Gavin Spann come from the clouds and pull one off anyway.
You never know. That's why you gotta love Nitro racing. Well, any chance we see a 5-second run today? How about that?
Yeah.
Willowbank can hold one?
Yeah. It's on.
Guys, thanks so much. Looking forward to hearing from you today. Anything you'd like to add?
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool work. Yeah,
Guys in the States, get over here.
No doubt. Absolutely. We hope you can come join us someday as well. Thanks a lot for all your hard work.
Thank you.
So it is Championship Sunday. The sun is out here at Willowbank near Brisbane, Australia, and there is the man looking for his 6th Top Fuel Motorcycle Championship, or excuse me, Top Bike, as they call it over here in Australia. Mr. Matheson, how you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. Sun's out, so we've got half a chance of having a good go today. So totally different day, totally different conditions. The track's gone off overnight. It's wet, so they're out there trying to dry it. So it'll be interesting, the first one.
What's going to be the key to winning this championship today?
Getting down the track. I think this first one we'll have to go a bit soft, try and get into the field because they've cancelled yesterday's qualifying. So we'll need to be a little bit conservative to get in, but enough to be at the pointy end, and then we'll just have to see how it plays out over the next couple of rounds.
Good luck to you. As you can see, clutch change going on right now. This crew hard at work, hoping today brings them championship number 6. There you go. Well, good morning, gentlemen. It's Championship Sunday here. We got the veteran Jay Upton. How you feeling, Jay?
Fantastic.
The sun's finally out, huh?
The sun's out. I'm soaking up the vitamin D. Had a big feed this morning. That's going to last me all day. Sufficient horsepower to make it to the end.
There you go. You're 3 points behind. You got an opportunity to win a 6th championship today. What's it going to take?
It's going to take us to be on our game all day. That's what it takes. Any one person in the show makes a little mistake, it's over.
That's right.
You know, that's how sudden death drag racing is.
It's going to be exciting.
Racing in America taught me one thing.
What's that?
If you lift for anything, you're done.
That's right.
Yeah, that's basically how it is.
Well, good luck to you today as Jay Upton tries to stay full throttle, and this team looks for championship number 6 on this beautiful machine. Guys, who you got? Matheson or Jay Upton? Last minute preparations. As Chris Matheson told you, the series graciously decided to give this category one more qualifying run on Sunday. That's rare at a national event of this magnitude, but they wanted to get these guys down the track one more time since they were only able to get one pass in during the first 2 days. That'll make for a quick turnaround though for both of these cycleatdrag.com sticker bikes. Track was still a little bit wet, so the jet dryer came out, but the beautiful sky told the story. The rain was gone. Now it was just a matter of getting the facility ready to go. Look at how cool this is. A Jumbotron back in the snack bar area so fans don't have to miss anything. There was an amazing turnout. Look at the grass hill seating. And just like that, guys, we're set for final qualifying on Sunday. Very important and rare race day shakedown for Upton and Matheson. Take a look at all the tolls it takes to compete in Top Fuel motorcycle. Look at this packed house. Sunday's crowd was the biggest yet. Standing room only. Jay Upton's way of staying relaxed and comfortable on his innovative machine.
Low pressure. Right.
Two talented, courageous riders looking for history. Chris Matheson, Jay Upton. Let's give you a look now from Chris Matheson's point of view as he gets ready to crack the throttle on 2,000 horsepower. Great 60-foot time, Chris Matheson. Watch that scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, at the top end. 6:03, 192 miles an hour. A career best for Chris Matheson. The quickest motorcycle run ever in Australia. Let's go on board Matheson. A fistful of throttle and courageously, undauntedly gets to the finish line with a new career best.
6:03, how about it? Yeah, that was right. Up there for first time. Congratulations.
Here we are with the man of the hour, an apple a day. Makes the 5 want to stay, huh? Congratulations, 6:03, career best. Now what I'm hearing was not even a full pull. Tell me about it.
Out of it about, I think 850, wasn't it, Phil? 820 feet.
820. So how's that make you feel? You know you've got it if you can stay in the throttle.
Yeah, if we can get a good straight run. I started going to the centre line a bit on that one, so it was a bit of a hesitation, and it was a qualifier, so we sort of did enough. I didn't want to bin it on the first one. We've got 2 more to do, so we'll have another go in about an hour and see how we go a little bit further in the next one.
Who have you got?
Not sure yet.
We think it's Les.
Yeah, not sure yet. They haven't sorted the seating.
What's your mindset knowing that you're so close to a 5, but you don't want to overlook getting to the finish line first or risk smoking the tire? What's that going to do to your tune-up and your mentality here?
Probably leave it where it is. at the moment. We'll just see when we go up. We'll do a couple of readings, see what the track's done since we were last out, and then adjust to suit. But we won't throw a heap at it because it doesn't need any more at it to do what we need to do. But the important thing is, we want to win as well. So,
like no broken parts on that pass?
Nope.
Excellent. Good luck to you. Can't wait to see it. Just routine service for the Nitro Voodoo machine. They're coming back out, chasing history, chasing that first ever 5-second run in Australia. Here are the numbers on a memorable and keepsake time slip for Chris Matheson. Congratulations on a career best. Matho was very happy and had the edge and confidence heading into eliminations. How did he celebrate? How about with some young fans?
Down low. Up high again. Perfect.
Giving him a 5.
From, buddy? Hot Wheels. Cool. Nice, I like that.
That's awesome. Good on you. I heard you just got your career best.
Yeah, next trade.
That's brilliant.
Not bad for an old dog.
You know what? That's tops. Good on you.
Excellent. Righto. What's your name, lady? Ewan. How do you spell that?
How do you spell it, Ewan? What? E-W-A-N.
E-W-A-N. Oh, that's easy. That's a good name. How's that, buddy?
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
How about that?
Bedroom wall,
on the bedroom wall, yeah.
In the pool room.
Yes.
One more. How are you, mate? That's getting on a bit, isn't it? Hey?
Thank you.
Let's go a photo, Chris.
That is cool, guys. You both got posters.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Good stuff. No worries.
Here's the question I got for you guys. We could see history today. There's never been a motorcycle in 5s. You could see a 5 out of this machine. What do you think?
That's awesome. Yes. Bring it on. We'll be watching.
Very cool, buddy. Good stuff.
Oh, geez, that must be a beast of a thing to ride. Wow.
All right, Mr. Crew Chief, sir. Sorry, I tried to interview you up on the line. It was too loud. I couldn't hear you. But congratulations. Career best, 6:03. Chris tells us he was only in the throttle, 825 feet. What are you thinking going into the next round?
Yeah, the tracks, went down and checked the track a while ago. It seems to be holding all right, so probably run pretty same and hopefully run out a bit further down the track.
So leaving it totally the same tune-up as we saw at last qualifier, right?
Yeah, it depends on the weather. Unless the weather changes, we probably won't make big changes. So, yeah.
What was the maintenance in between rounds?
Oh, just a normal blow down, just a check over, reset the clutch, and that was about it. Fuel.
Same tire, no problems with tire or anything?
Yeah, tire's good. Yeah,
That's great.
Just top the fuel up and fire up, ready for the next round.
I can tell you guys don't chunk tires over here. I know they have that problem in the States sometimes.
We do run big mile. If we run big mile an hour, we chunk the tires.
Chunk tires.
Yeah. If we run a big mile an hour through the finish, it'll chunk tires badly. Yeah.
Well, good luck. You guys got a chance at history here.
Yeah. Thanks, Jake.
We'll see. As we said, no major changes, and didn't even have to change the drag slick for Chris Matheson. As you can see, great shape. Didn't chunk it. It's been a problem over at Valdosta with the big speeds. Sometimes track can be a little touch over prepped. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Enjoy, bud. Let me see that poster. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Enjoy. Ms. Brown, you had the pleasure of calling that 6:03 career best for Chris Matheson. All of a sudden now, after talking to Chris, and he said he let out 825 feet, we know a 5-second run is a very real possibility, isn't it?
Oh, that thing's not a 5-second run. I got fortunate to go up there and commentate. I was so excited when Jay and Chris were running. I mean, I was more excited than I am when I'm riding my own bike, just because, we saw the fastest side-by-side top fuel car run right before that. We knew the track was good enough that they could do it. Man, you said Chris let off at 825 feet. Holy crap. He went 204 miles an hour in the 8th. Larry's 561 was a 207. I mean, that thing's running 570s. Just needs to hold that throttle up a little bit more. I think he's kind of teasing Jay. You know, Jay's going to sneak in there and steal that first, second 5 if Chris don't get the deal done. It's exciting.
It has. We're in for an exciting conclusion here, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, and Matheson bike is so solid. I mean, that thing's got the wheel up in there. It's just smooth as glass. It looks, I get to see it, you know, in the tower from both TVs and coming across there. It's fast.
Great analysis by American Top Fuel motorcycle racer Mitch Brown. And just like that, it's time for opening eliminations. Chris Matheson would be matched up with the Pro Fuel nitromethane burning Harley of Les Holden. Jay Upton would take on Gavin Spann on an older motorcycle with a legendary Elmer Trett motor. But both Upton and Matheson know you cannot take anyone lightly in this sport, because if either of them would smoke the tire in the opening round, the battle would be over for the championship early. Matheson thrilling this jam-packed crowd. With a 5-second run on his mind, Matheson knew if he could not get by this round, his championship hopes would be over. A lot of pressure in front of this huge audience. A red light start by Les Holden. He took a shot at the tree. Matheson keeps those candles lit. 673.
673 Matheson.
It's exciting, really, isn't it? Top fuel bike. You guys are wild. Thank you, Jay, taking that all season. Yeah, it's been close times we've been doing, so we're looking forward to the final now. Well, good luck. Thank you.
Matheson advanced. Now the pressure turns to Jay Upton. Here is Gavin Spann. That motor was built by the legend of Top Fuel motorcycle racing, the late, great Elmer Trett. Gavin Spann has been a career best 660 on his motorcycle. But again, Upton knows he can never take anyone lightly in Top Fuel. With problems, Upton, top end, big puff of smoke, still goes 682 at 146 miles an hour. Spann a 688 at 188 miles an hour. And just like that, the storybook comes together. The two top points contenders would meet in a winner-take-all final under the lights at beautiful Willowbank Raceway. The excitement continued to build. Who would leave with Australia's version of the Wally, this golden tree? The packed crowd was ready. Nobody left early.
I rode top bike over there.
It is now time for our final. Matheson is ready. Ready and poised. It's almost final time, Chris. How you feeling?
Yeah, good, Jack. Really good.
Good luck. All right, Jay, it is a winner-take-all final. How you feeling?
It's one of those things I always say, if you're in the final, you've done everything you had to do to get there. The other team's the same. They've done everything they had to do to get there. And everybody's got it all in by the kitchen sink, maybe including the kitchen sink. It'll be what it'll be. We'll do our best. It might be them, it might be us, I don't know.
Good luck. Coming up on a big final round, crew chief, what's the report from Chris Matheson's machine?
Yeah, we're just waiting. Track seems all right still, so the weather's cooling down, so it'll make a bit more power. So
what happened there on the second run of the day?
Yeah, we just paddled the tyre a little bit off the line, got out of line a little bit, so we had to get off it.
So based on that, what changes have you guys made for the final?
We're taking a little bit of timing out because I think the weather will make a bit more power, and the track still seems to be holding, so we'll try that.
You think we got a 5-second racetrack out there?
Yeah.
But this is winner take all. So you got to help. Are you guys thinking about the 5? You thinking about the championship? You thinking about both?
Both.
There you go.
But we want to win because it's the end of the year and it's all what the year counts for. So
be a heck of a way to go out.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thanks,
Jack.
Chris, I got to ask you about something.
Okay.
You have had your helmet on for at least 60 minutes.
Yep.
Is this a superstition, a ritual? You like to have your helmet on, get in the zone, and not take it off?
I just don't want to miss it. So I normally get ready early so I don't miss it. I'd hate to miss one. So yeah, I don't mind it on. The heat's good for you.
Comfortable, right?
Yeah, it doesn't worry me. Bit warm, but gets a bit warm in summer, but that's all right. You just got to tough it out.
Well, you're a long-time street bike racer, so I'm sure you're used to having that thing on for hours when you ride up through the mountains, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all right.
Chris, so it all comes down to this. I'm so happy to be here, so excited to watch you guys. Winner take all for the championship.
Yep.
And a chance at a 5.
Yep, that's it. We'll have a go.
What's your mindset going in?
Oh, I'll just go as hard as I can, as far as I can, and try and keep as safe as I can.
You think the track's going to be there for you?
I think it'll be all right. If they get us underway in the next 15 minutes, I think we'll be right. If it goes much longer, I think it'll go off.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the tune-up in the bike? Any big changes from that second round?
I pulled a little bit out of it, softened it up a bit, but then brought it in a little bit further down. So I think from about 3:30 it'll haul bacon, I reckon.
And the last thing is, anybody watching this wondering what the heck it feels like to ride one of these, how would you describe what it's like to be on a pass?
Yeah. Scary. Big time scary.
Bet.
But it's all good, it's fun.
I can tell. It puts a smile on your face. Scares you and puts a smile on your face,
That's it, all in one.
Good luck. Here we go. We're set for our winner-take-all epic final. Who do you got, Chris Matheson or Jay Upton? So much anticipation leading to this one moment. A potential 5-second run hanging in the balance, along with a 6th career championship for one of these talented racers. This is the one we have all waited for. Matheson and Upton for the championship. Chris Matheson getting in the zone. Jay Upton doing the same. Matheson smokes the tire. Upton's out in front. Upton goes down. Here comes Matheson. Back in the gas. Watch the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Matheson catches him. A 766 to an 878. Matheson with a pedal fest. He was off the gas, got back on, somehow took the win. One of the greatest comebacks in Top Fuel motorcycle history. Chris Matheson, that scoreboard is not right. A 766 at 205 miles an hour. Let's go on board with Chris Matheson and take a look at this incredibly exciting race. Matheson takes off. He smokes the tire. He loses fire. He somehow gets back on and hooks back up. Upton has problems of his own, and at the last second, Chris Matheson catches Jay Upton. What a thrilling conclusion.
Let me introduce the 6-time Top Fuel motorcycle champion. He's looking good. He's got a great looking shirt on. You are the champ. Thank you so much for that. Chris, I got to ask you, that final was wild. It looked like you were done. You got back in the gas, back in the nitro, I should say, somehow past Jay. Take me through it from your standpoint.
Yeah, well, we didn't really soup it up for the final because we didn't want to smoke the tyre. But as it turns out, we just had a little bit too much in there. We're a little bit greedy. Anyway, when we took off, of course, we smoked the tyre. Jay disappeared out of sight. And normally I wouldn't try and chase someone down because it can get a bit hairy doing that because the bike can get out of shape when you get back on. But anyway, had to get a win, so grabbed a handful and away we went. Caught him a little bit down the end and charged past him. I think we were doing about 70 mile an hour faster than him when we went past him, so we just about tore the paint off the side of his bike. So it was good. Yeah, it was a good result for all the guys. Done a lot of hard work, and it had been a tough weekend. We had rain and a lot of hold-ups. They had problems with the timing lights. So yeah, it was good to get a good result.
You were flying down there. What was going through your mind when you were trying to reel him in? Did you think you had enough time?
No, I didn't, to be honest. I thought I'll just stay on it until I pass him, and it may even been in the deep end, but you don't really like doing it because it's not a lot of room to stop up here.
Sure. And you leave here with a new career best, 6:03. Wasn't the 5 you were hoping for, but it's still pretty darn good, isn't it?
Yeah, not too bad. Bike's going good. Guys have got it going well.
Well, congratulations on a hard-fought 6th championship, Chris.
Good on you, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a thrilling round of racing. Congratulations to all the competitors, and congratulations to Chris Matheson, a hard-fought championship number 6. He didn't get the 5, but with that career best 6:03, he's knocking on the door. Let's take you to the award ceremony.
Our top qualifier at the Winternationals was Chris Matheson with a 6.036. Where is that mate? Just start with top qualifier, mate. You can go. You can get a speech in a second. We won't let you double up. Well, it went down to 2 men once again in the Top Fuel, the Top Bike Championship, and runner-up this year, unfortunately snapped his blower belt on the final run, Jay Upton.
Well, because there's a lot of people to thank here, like the rest of us. None of us have a full-time job doing this, so we all rely on our volunteer crews who have real jobs and have to work evenings, weekends, and every bit of their holidays to come and work on the scooter at the racetrack. So thank you especially to the crew. I've said it many times before, this is not an individual sport, it's a team sport. You can't do it without a team. So they're the kings of the deal, really. Of course, we do have some sponsors. Wear Parts WA, which is my own company, and Wear Parts Australia, which is the supplier. We're sponsored by Sex, it's on the back of the shirt. It hasn't been helping much, but But those guys, they run a transport company out of Newcastle. Fantastic. They've done so much for us, moving us around the country and helping us out with extra guides. They gave us the little car with sex on the bonnet. That's not helping either, but anyway, other than that, Gates, Belts and Mo's been with us for as long as we've had this motorcycle. Material, and we're making some interesting materials. You guys should talk to me about that at some point, out of the US, and of course NGK Spark Plug. So, other than that, the guys that did make it to the races, Chris Matheson makes it to every race. There's Holland and some of those other guys that have turned out consistently. Unfortunately, it's been a very poor showing in our bracket this year, and I've been trying to do something along with Chris and some other people to try and fix that. But I hope that we can do something better for you next year. Top Fuel Motorcycle is really the last bastion of individuality in drag racing, the last truly unlimited class, but it's also very difficult to do any good. So I kind of apologise for not really turning it on this year. We've had a lot of problems, but yeah, almost, we were nearly there this weekend, not quite. Anyway, thank you all. Really appreciate your help and support. We'll see you next year.
And our winner in top 5 this season, got the number 1 on the bike already, Chris Matheson. Now we're going to give you the microphone.
Thanks very much. Good to see so many people that hung around. Well done to all the teams, in particular mine, because I can't do anything without them. They've hung in with me all year. Our sponsors, they've been great. They always support us. Rocket, CRC, Kitten, all the guys. Performance Wholesale, Phil O'Brien's been really a real bastion of getting this thing going, and it's been marching really well lately. Cycle Drag, we brought out Jack Capella here in the front. He came out from the States to come to this event, so he's been good on the social media and all the promotions, so hopefully we can get a bit of interest globally on what we've done at the Winters. So, as I say, well done to Jay, and it's been a tough battle with Jay all year. He's a wild owl fox, and he knows all the tricks, and he's kept us honest all year, but at the end of the day, we got through today, and we had to win everything. We sort of had a hard go at the qualifying. We were lucky to get a good qualifying pass in, and that set us up for the rest of the day. So, thanks to the officials, thanks to all the volunteers, the fireys, the ambos, everyone that makes it work. Well done. See you next year. Thank you.
Right, the next category we're going to present will be Pro Stock. Here we go, top qualifier in Pro Stock today was Aaron Tremaine.
It was nearly midnight after a long race weekend, but that wasn't going to tire out or bring down this team, who was running on an adrenaline high of euphoria after winning a 6th championship. The only thing to do now was to find space in Matheson's very plentiful trophy case to fit his new golden tree, something the jovial racer greatly enjoyed. Then it was time to stop at Matheson's favorite restaurant, the Roadhouse, for a quick bite. After that, it was back to the shops. Here is an inside look at what goes on after the race. I'm telling you, at Top Fuel Motorcycles, the work never stops. There's a lot more than what you see at the racetrack. Chris's team comes from the west coast of Australia, so they would stick around for a couple more days to help work on the bike and also get everything unloaded. So a day later, has it sunk in yet that you're the 6-time champ?
Yeah, almost.
There you go. Check out Chris's shop. He's got a NASCAR up on the lift. Speaking of lifts, check out this cool unit by ProJack. One One of the best motorcycle lifts you can buy. Very slick. How cool is that? That motorcycle is more than 1,000 pounds. Keep that in mind. Lifts it with ease.
Wow.
If you're afraid of hard work, Top Fuel motorcycle is probably not for you. After this long race weekend, you'd think it maybe would be a break, maybe a chance to celebrate. Nope, these guys are ripping the body off and getting ready to service this thing for the next round.
Work never ends, huh? Win the championship and we're already ripping her apart.
Yeah.
What's next for this great machine?
We'll pull the clutch, motors. We'll check the motor's ready to go. So we'll just pull the clutch and gearbox and service them. Check the bike front to back. We've got to make a set of pipes. We've got some ink mills, so we're going to try a different material, try and straighten up the pipes on it a bit. And then we're just talking with the team about what our next outing will be. There's a jamboree coming up in about 6 weeks, which is in Australia, it's anything Japanese car pretty much goes to it. And we've gone a couple of times as exhibition, but for one reason it was either rained out or whatever, but there's one here back at Willowbank which will have all the fastest 4 cylinders and 6 cylinder turbo nitrous cars, so we're looking at probably going there and doing an exhibition if we can.
That's great. Now that you have some time to think about the weekend, you walk away with the championship, a career best. What's your thoughts looking back?
Yeah, good and bad. You know, we wish the weather could have been a little bit kinder, but we can't change the weather. I guess we did what we could under the circumstances, but it would have been nice to have a couple more runs. We smoked a tyre in the semi-final and the final, so we just had a bit too much in it. It would have been nice if we could have that again, but we'll get that at the next race. You know, it is what it is.
Important thing is leaving with the #1 once again. Had a great time. Thank you so much for bringing me over. It was awesome. Awesome following you around. Awesome getting a look at this machine that I've heard so much about, and it lived up to its expectations. It was a lot of fun to watch.
It's great, Jack. We appreciate you coming down here and all the things you do for the sport of motorcycle racing. Yeah, it's fabulous what you do, so well done to you.
Thanks so much. Nitro, Voodoo, more to come. Hope you guys enjoyed it. The moral of the weekend is #1 coming right here to Chris Matheson, championship #6. Congratulations.
A weekend to remember, that's for sure. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this inside look at Top Fuel motorcycle racing in Australia. Please leave me your comments. What do you think, and what's next for Matheson, and who will be the first to get that first 5-second run? What a great time. Here was a glimpse of beautiful Brisbane before my flight. Even got to see a roo, as they call it, down under. The kangaroos were a lot of fun to go see. They were running wild on golf courses. This is actually outside of prison near Brisbane. A beautiful look before I got ready to catch the long flight back to the States. It was all worth it. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this long video. This is longer than ever for us, but I wanted to put a 90-minute video up there all dedicated to Top Fuel Motorcycle. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to Cycle Drag on YouTube, like CycleDrag.com on Facebook. There are so many more videos. Larry Spidermam McBride videos are up if you want to see the first man to run a 5-second run perform. We have a playlist of him. We also have California Katie and her trip down under and how she was so successful. Check it out. Hope you like it.